Good morning, everybody. Morning coffee with Cliff. You are in the right place, absolutely without question. So glad you're here today. I'm here on my own private island in the Thousand Islands, New York. I'm in upstate New York, and it is in this beautiful, beautiful location. As a matter of fact, behind me you see those stonework from the original cottage that was here in the it's still here today, but it was built in the 1940s. So glad you're here the last few days. Morning coffee time has been a great time to connect with some new people. I do like going live in the vertical mode of YouTube because I know it shows up in the shorts feed, and I get to connect with new people who haven't already been subscribed. And yesterday, I went live later in the afternoon in the vertical mode, and I connected with people from Germany, Italy, all over the world. India, actually someone from India. A lot of positive comments yesterday, a lot of positive comments. And I must be due for some slime balling. I must be due for some negativity because I've had such positive comments. And you know, that's not always going to be the case when you put yourself out there publicly. That's one of the things you have to resolve yourself to do as a creator, is that you know that you are putting yourself up for public criticism, and that's okay with you. You know that going into the game. And once you've resolved yourself to that fact, then nothing can stop you. You're already going to be expecting that's going to happen, but it's not going to stop you from going forward with your mission. Good morning, everybody. Hey, listen, fortune favors the bold. So don't hesitate to put your comments in the chat here. Give me a good morning. Anyways, let me know where you are in the world. I'm in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York, everybody. And let's wait for a few more thousand people to join in. We have less than 10,000 people on the chat right now. And if you don't think I was ever a comedian, listen, we have 0 people in the chat right now. So that is honest, right? That is less than 10,000. So good morning, everybody. It's Morning Coffee with Cliff. If you're just jumping in off the shorts feed, I'm glad you're here. You're in the right place. All my content is going to be self-improvement, personal growth, how we can get better every day in every way. We can reprogram our mind, subconscious mind, change our paradigm, the way we process information, the way we were programmed as we were as a child. And we can change that. There's neuroplasticity. Our brain is malleable. We can actually change our brain. We can change the way we think and the way we use our brain. Good morning. Glad you're checking in here. I see you. I'm glad you're here. I'm in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York, and I want to know where you are in the world. This is Morning Coffee with Cliff. I'm retired LA County Sheriff Sergeant Cliff Yates, retired stand-up comedian, retired actor, producer, all these little things that I've done over the past few years. But I'm here with you today, and listen, my channel is all self-improvement, personal growth. If that resonates with you, you're in the right place. Always trying to do better every day in every way than I was yesterday. Constant and never-ending improvement. Not always the most popular, but I don't care. I'm going forward with that mission of bringing people up and together, one person at a time, even if that one person is just me. Remember, your self-talk is probably one of the most important things you should pay attention to and do with intention on a daily basis. I appreciate you. High five back to you. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I think you're in the right place. If you're looking for a channel that you can check in every once in a while, I got a couple podcasts. And listen, I'm always studying how we can really think better. Everything starts with thinking. That's what's going to get in our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind has no control over what's planted in it. We, our conscious mind, we choose what we emotionally marry with our thoughts and plant there. And that's what's going to grow. And that's going to be our harvest. But we can change that anytime. We can re-till the soil. Hey, good morning. John Coffeen, good morning. I can't wait to get your package, my brother. Are you just an amazing person? I have such great memories of working with you so many years ago. Yes. All right. God bless you, and my prayers go with you for treatment today. Hey, God is in control, and, He's unlimited, And so go forward with faith. And I'm going to be praying for you today. My good friend, John Coffeen. I'll see you in the return, everybody. But that's right there is an example of what you should do today. That's going to be my theme today. This is from my good friend, John Coffeen, who I worked with on the LA County Sheriff's Department probably over 30 years ago now, at least. And you know what? When in doubt, reach out. It doesn't matter if you haven't been in touch with some people for many, many years, 10, 15, 20 years. When in doubt, reach out, reach back, send them a text. How about a message? What I've been doing, maybe I'll do that with John if I'll get his number, is I like to, every once in a while, and I should do this on I'm going to make a note right now. Yeah, video message more people. What I've been doing is I've been just creating a video message with my phone. Hey, John, I was thinking about you. Hope things are going good. Wanted to touch base with you. Takes about 7 seconds, but people get to see your face, hear your voice, and they know it's a personal message from you to them because it's a video that says, hi, their name. And so that means more than a random text on a page. So why not use the technology that we have? We can turn our camera on and say, hey, just happen to be thinking about you. Hope things are going okay. Just wanted to touch base and let it go. You can't imagine what that's going to mean to reach out. What was there was a phone company that was their tagline, right? Reach out and touch someone, give somebody a call. Well, we've kind of gone beyond that. Now we can reach out and see somebody. Let them see you. Send a video chat, maybe where you're at. You know what? Maybe you're in you're in Egypt in front of the pyramids. Send a video message from the pyramids. Hey, you know what? I'm here amongst the pyramids, but you know what? You came into my thoughts, so I thought I'd take the minute to just say, hope you're doing okay. And you know how long that takes? A matter of just seconds. All right, everybody, we got a bunch of people checking in here. I'm Cliff Yates, retired LA County Sheriff Sergeant, retired comedian, retired actor, hey, podcaster. My channel's everything positivity, self-improvement, personal growth, every day in every way, how we can get better than yesterday. I promise you I'll always bring you the energy, and I like to go live in the vertical mode. I know it shows up in the shorts feed, and when I do that, people are jumping in and out. So I got to grab you while you're here. Hit the subscribe button. Check back later. A lot of good long-form content on my page, and we're building a community of progress, and I share what I learn, and I am addicted to learning new things all the time. That's one way of really keeping ourselves young. Our brain doesn't know we're aging, okay? We tell it that. Stop telling it that. You're not aging. Well, you are getting older. Okay, that's inevitable. We're going to get older. I'm proof of that. It's happened. I can't believe it. Actually, 68 years have gone by. But as far as energy, enthusiasm, ambition, I'm 29, everybody, 29. And I'm going to bring you the 29-year energy. Okay, but we can't stop getting older. But we can stop and prevent ourselves from getting frail and weak. You don't have to be frail and weak at 70, at 80, even 90. Look at Jack LaLanne was still a powerhouse at 96 when he passed away. He was still active. He was still working out on a daily basis. Pretty much, I believe it was the day before he passed. He had been exercising. He didn't get frail and weak. He didn't age like this. And if you don't watch it, when you get to a certain age, 60, 65, 70, hey, there's a deep, deep dive. Doesn't have to be. You can prevent it. You can stay strong and fight frailty and weakness. Live till the end. We have no guarantee what that time is. We don't know when the end is going to be near. It could be for me today. It could be tomorrow. But up until that time, I can be strong, not frail, not weak. And so, hey, that's a message. Hey, thank you. High five back to you wherever you are in the world. I'm in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York, the St. Lawrence River. There's actually 1,864 islands right here in this 20-mile stretch of the St. Lawrence River. And I actually do another channel called the Island Life Channel. Hey, thanks for checking in. Appreciate you. Hey, high five back to you. I love the hearts. Appreciate you. And hey, subscribe to the channel. You won't be disappointed. It's always going to be great content. I guarantee that I'll always be sharing what I'm learning in the field of really neuroscience, how we think, and how our thinking affects our life. And that's the only thing that really affects it. Nobody else affects it. Now, there's genetics to a certain extent, God's will to a certain extent, of course. All glory be to God. However, no one can make you feel bad. No one can cause you to feel any emotion without you giving that power over to them. You are autonomous in how you think. If you say somebody made you feel a certain way, that's because you gave a meaning to something somebody said. But in reality, it was just words. You put the meaning on it. You put the emotion in it. I know because I've done it. I still do it. I fight it on a daily basis. And that's the kind of things that I really study on a daily basis and share with you. Hey, listen, if my channel takes off and it provides me with some monetary feedback, all the better. It's going to expand my reach. And I think that's been innately planted in all of us, in our hearts and souls, that we want to expand and express. If not, it's not going to dissuade me from my mission going forward, bringing people up and together, having a positive impact on other people, even if it's only one person. Then my mission is complete. I know my mission is going to be complete today because I only care that I impact one person at a time. Sometimes the only person that I'm impacting with ideas and thoughts is myself. And that's a lesson you can take back to your own life. You're always influencing and communicating with another person. Sometimes that other person is you. And remember, start with you. I've learned, and I've heard it now from several, and I shouldn't point the finger at other people, so I'm not going to name names. But the most important thing is it's the concept and it's the idea to share that will never outperform our self-image, how we think of ourselves. But I've heard a couple different people out there who have millions of followers, and they repeat this idea, but they repeat it as if it's their idea, something they've come up with. But it's nothing new. But it doesn't take away from the value that it is, that we will never outperform our self-image, how we see ourselves. And we can always improve how we see ourselves. We can always build a better self-image. We can always expand our self-image, how we see ourselves. And that's really the most important thing that we can start with. If you want to make any change, if you love the way things are going, then you don't need to change. Now, I love my life. I'm living with intention. I'm not managing my life. I design it. So I'm very happy. But a good life really is going to entail some form of contented dissatisfaction. In other words, I'm happy with everything I've created that's in my life. I'm content with it. At the same time, I'm still driven. I'm still hungry to expand. I still need and want to grow. So we can never stop growing. Never think in your mind, well, I want to get here because then I'm done. Then I've made it. So I'll be happy. No. You're happy now and you happily achieve. We happily go forward. We choose happiness. And once we make that conscious choice, hey, I'm happy. I think Paul said it in the Bible. Well, I know there is scripture that says, I've been poor and I've been rich, and I've learned to be content with either. And then somebody, I don't think it was Paul, but somebody's gone on to say, I prefer to be rich. I can be content in either place, but I prefer to be rich. Well, listen, being rich doesn't have to mean only financial success or status. You can be rich in friends, family. You can be rich in ideas. You can be rich with energy. And that's a form of riches. And so you don't limit yourself to a paradigm, a perspective of riches mean money only. Money is a tool. We love people and we use money. A shovel is a tool that we can use, okay? And money is a tool that we can use. Really, money just expresses more what a person is. You can say, well, look at that person. He's miserable and he's mean and he's got a lot of money. See what money does to you? Money does not do anything. It's pieces of paper that represents value that you've brought to the workplace. Money it's a piece of paper. It's a representation of effort and marketing and sales and of value. But money itself is nothing. So remember, what's important is what's in your heart and your soul and the value that you bring to the marketplace. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you checked in today. All right. Tommy Thompson, thank you, my brother, for checking in. Hello. Tommy Lynn Thompson. Good morning from Cliff Yates. I'm here in the Thousand Islands, as you know. And so good morning. Let's enjoy our coffee today. I'm glad I was able to connect with you, even if it's just through the internet. Even that does have value. Even that is a connection. It's not the same as being in person, in real life. But, hey, this is live, not recorded. So, hey, good morning to you. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Morning Coffee with Cliff. I'm live. I like going live. So, you know, this is not a This is not a green screen. This is not fake. I'm not speaking from a teleprompter. I don't have any notes in front of me. What I am is the real deal, and I'm sharing that with you today. And I want to connect with you in as real a way as I can. And the best way is by turning the damn camera on, going live, and connecting with you like this. Right now, I'm alone on my own private island here in the Thousand Islands, New York, and having a great summer already, although the warmth of summer seems like it just started a few days ago. May was extremely cold here in the upper area of New York State. But hey, we are about to have a good run of warm weather, and it's a beautiful, calm day here in the St. Lawrence River, Thousand Islands, New York. Let me know if you know where that is. Let me know where you are in the world. I'm interested. All right. Davis Advocate, H8W. Hey, send all the doubters to me. Exactly. Doubt. We don't want any doubt. We want to kill self-doubt. Self-doubt is the thing we need to kill. Other people can bring you doubt. They can bring you stress, anxiety, negativity, but you don't have to accept it. And that's the difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The power of the conscious mind is we can accept or reject anything. People can bring things to us. They can bring us a gift of anger, of dissatisfaction, frustration. But you know what? We don't have to accept it. And so it's just like they can take all their negativity. It's like if they were speaking to a rock. It's not going to have any effect on us unless we gave that power to them and we allowed it, or we gave meaning to what they were saying. Those words can go right over our shoulders and we can step aside from them. They don't have to affect us. Hey, everybody, I'm glad you're here. We got morning people. I'm glad I got on board this morning. Morning Coffee with Cliff. I'm Cliff Yates, retired LA County Sheriff Sergeant. Yeah, I was a cop for 35 years and also a stand-up comedian, actor, producer, and if anything else, I'll always bring you the positive energy. Not that I'm going to be unrealistic. I'm not going to stand out there in the middle of the rain and say it's sunny outside. Hey, we can face reality and still go forward with a positive mindset because we know we have the choice of how we think. And we know how thinking affects our cells, our body. We know how our body reacts to self-talk, what we're saying to ourselves. We know how our state of mind can have a big effect on our health, mental and physical. And so that's why I'm always starting today in the morning, and I'll do the same tomorrow. What's the next best move to make? What's the next best thought to have? And that's important. We can choose it. Saratoga. I love it. Saratoga open real soon. I assume that's the racetrack. Maybe we should all go down to Saratoga Springs to the racetrack and bet on a horse. Right? Betting. Wow, that can be addictive. I never got into gambling per se, although some people think I did. I actually was a card counter for like almost 2 years. working in the jails of Los Angeles, I took a card counting course, and I used to go to Vegas and count cards, and I made some good money. I don't want to say a lot, but I made some profits with it. Tommy Lynn Thompson, Saratoga, opening up soon. Glad you stopped. Oh, man. Hey, I'll tell you what. Let me know where you are in the world, everybody. I'm glad to connect with you today as real a way as we can. Why not use the technology that's available to us to connect with other people? Never been a greater time to be alive. Just look around you. All the opportunities are there. Look at the baby boomers who are making money remotely. They're making money. They call it UGC. They're making money with user-generated content. I just learned this term probably a month ago, maybe a couple months ago. User-generated content, UGC. Be a UGC creator. In other words, companies will pay you to make videos to create content about their product. Really, it's like you being their private advertising agent. User-generated content. I haven't delved into that. I haven't looked into it. I am going to, because I like to make videos and I like to create. And why not make some money doing it? You know, you can have fun and make money at the same time. Money is just a way of keeping score of how much value that you bring to the marketplace. To the marketplace. Your value to God, family, friends, that's a given. Money is just a way of keeping score of value to the marketplace. People will pay you based on the perceived value that you bring. That's why Jim Rohn said many years ago, pick a goal to make $1 million, not for the money, but for what you will become in achieving it. You're going to have to become more to get paid $1 million. It's going to force you to grow. And whatever leverage you can get on yourself, that's the important thing. Get tools, get levers. It's like a prying bar. With a steel bar, with leverage, you can move a stone 10 times your body weight. But without leverage, you can't move it. Hey, everybody, thanks for checking in. Tommy Lynn Thompson. I was stationed in Long Beach in the late 80s, U.S. Navy. That's right. Oh, man, I can't believe how close we lived, everybody. Do you believe when I first moved to California in 1983, and then in 1987, I lived in North Long Beach. There's actually two cities. There's actually a city of North Long Beach, and there's a city of Long Beach itself. And at one time, the sheriff's department had patrol responsibilities for Long Beach. They actually separated from the city, but they eventually went back to their home within a home. But I loved Long Beach. There's an area of Long Beach that's kind of a highfalutin area. I'm trying to think what it is. Hey, let me know if you can think of that area. Oh, my goodness. An area of Long Beach that has all the restaurants and shops in it. But Long Beach is a great city. I did a lot of partying in Long Beach in the 80s. Long Beach, right on the ocean. Great city. Great restaurants at the time anyways. North Long Beach, bordered kind of near Compton, East Compton. North Long Beach had some gangs in there, some shootings. Could have been a dangerous place depending on what street you were on. But Long Beach itself, at the time in the 80s, very aggressive police force and very well respected. And man, these guys and gals, they all looked great in their uniform. They were all in shape, it seemed like at the time. But I don't know what they look like or how they are now. But Long Beach, fond memories of Long Beach. And I'm trying to think of the area of Long Beach that was kind of the fluting area of Long Beach. But I loved Long Beach, man. That was great. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Tommy, for your service. Yeah, good to connect with relatives and friends here that I haven't talked to or seen in many, many years. And when in doubt, reach out. Tommy Thompson, send me a personal direct message, please. And let me know your cell phone. I'll send you mine. Let's have a face-to-face sometime in the future. When I'm down in the Rochester area, I know you're some there. I hope you're there now. All right, everybody, thanks for checking in. I'm Cliff Yates. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you're in the right place. All things are really personal growth, self-improvement, how we can get better every day in every way than we were yesterday. And sometimes I talk very, very fast. Sometimes I try to tamper that down. I try to slow my speech down. Sometimes I don't care. I just let it rip. This is me, who I am, and if it resonates with you, subscribe. Join a community of progress. Hey, I am still in the game, and so aren't you. If you can fog up a mirror, you're still in the game, everybody. Morning coffee with Cliff. Cheers with my morning coffee. That tastes good. My coffee is black today. Let me know in the chat. Do you like black coffee? It's an acquired taste. If you've been used to piling on creamer and all sorts of crap and sugar into your coffee, the first time you try black coffee, you're probably not going to like it. All right, 100% of the time, you're not going to like it. But if you continue on, you're going to acquire a taste for coffee black because every coffee has a little bit of a different taste to it. And coffee is really, really, as far as I'm concerned, it's very, very good for you. And the bad part of coffee is the addition. What we put in it is bad. Tommy A. Thompson, still with me. All right. Orange County. That area was out to the east towards Orange County. No, there was an area there in Long Beach right on the water. You know what I mean? It was right on the ocean. Can't think of it. Darn it. Oh, my goodness. There was an area called Horny Corner there. It was a corner because there was an inlet that came into Long Beach there, into the marina. And that corner right there was very, the wind was blocked and you could lay out in the sun on the beach. And it was just a good place to go and lay out and connect with people there in Long Beach. I had a great run in California. I loved California for about 25 years. And then about the last 5 years before I left, I didn't love it. It was just, I had had enough of the traffic. Can you imagine? 5 lanes of traffic, not moving, and it used to be just during the busy hours. And then California got to the place where you could be 3 a.m. It could be 5 lanes of traffic not moving. Just too many people crammed into a freeway system that doesn't work very well. And so I'm happy to be in free Florida where I live. But however, I'm in upstate New York now. Right here, I'm on my private island. I'm in the St. Lawrence River. Have you ever heard of the Thousand Islands region of New York? Check it out. Look it up. That's where I'm at. You want to know exactly where I'm at? I know you could come and kill me, but I don't care. I don't think you will. I'm in the St. Lawrence River, Chippewa Bay, New York. Elm Tree Island is in Chippewa Bay, New York. Hammond, New York. So put in Google Earth, Elm Tree Island, Hammond, New York, and you'll know exactly where I'm at. You could actually come kill me, but I hope you don't. But don't do it. I have a lot of guns here. All right, everybody. It's Morning Coffee with Cliff, bringing joy and happiness to you, hopefully. And that's something I would encourage you to pass on to other people. But don't do it with the expectation you might get that in return. You know why? Because we never know what somebody's going through. Thinking about myself and other people, sometimes people are going through a tragedy. They're trying to process something that may be very sad in their life. And then we come at them with a little bit of joy. The fact that they reject that would be reasonable if we knew what they were going through, but we can't know. So when you're out there in the world interacting and spreading your joy, just remember, we never know what somebody's going through. So we have to respect that. We don't do things just because of the response we're going to get. We do it for spreading the joy in and of itself, because if you want love in your life, express love. You know what? You can't give away what you don't have. A lot of people don't express love because they don't have any. You have to have it to give it. I got it. I got love for you. Morning Coffee with Cliff. Glad you're here, everybody. Man, that's good. All right, everybody. I'm about ready to get ready to head out. And I've got errands to do on the island. And I've got to head to the mainland for a few minutes. I got to head over with my garbage. That's one of the things people don't think about in the island life. I got to handle, what do you do with garbage? Well, after I get 3 or 4 bags in my local garbage cans right here on my island, I got to load them in the boat, and then I take them over to the mainland where I have a service that I pay so much per bag, and they take away my garbage. So garbage costs money, everybody. Not only do you pay for it when you buy it, I got to pay for it when I throw it away. You were there for the riots. I was there too. Yeah, I know. That was a bad time. I can understand why it was a bad time for you. It was a bad time. It wasn't a bad time for me as far as finances were concerned. I was getting paid, and then I was getting paid double. So, it was a bad time in society, the riots, of course, and it was dangerous. But, of course, financially, I benefited from it. Police officers benefited from it. And it's not a funny thing, but you go over to cops' houses and you say, oh, look at that nice boat you have. Oh, yeah, that's riot money. That's Rodney King money. That time and a half money. So, yeah, the riots were something else to be seen. And I was working during that time. We were forced to work. So although the financial benefits were great, I mean, you were forced to work 12 on, 12 off. And so and days off were canceled. So, tomorrow's my day off. No, it's not. You're working. You're ordered to work, and you had to work. And that's the way it was in the riots of Los Angeles. And I was there for the riots. Most of the earthquakes that took place in the 80s and 90s, I was there. And I got a lot of earthquake money, too. So that's the way it works. A lot of fire money. I went to many fires in the Malibu fires. There have been Malibu fires every couple of years from all the 30 years I was on the LA Sheriff's Department. We never had what they just had recently, where all of the whole coast of Malibu burned. We never had that, but we did have Malibu fires. All right, everybody. So good to connect with you today. All right, everybody. If you're just checking in, I know some people show up in the shorts feed. They jump in and out. Hey, you're in the right place. Subscribe to the channel before you go. Hit that button. I am growing a community of progress here. That's what I'm into. That's what I love to study. Philosophy, how we can think better, because that's what changes our life. Because I tried it many years ago, and I saw the results that I got. When I changed, everything began to change for me. And that's when I said, holy shit. Not only am I the cause of the negative things in my life, I'm also the solution. And when you know you are responsible for both, you have a sense of self-empowerment. You know what? I'm at the reins here. My hands are on the wheel. So I'm going to turn this car of life where I want it to go. And then I'm going to pick a destination and keep moving until the wheels fall off, everybody. That's a good metaphor for life. Your life is a car, right? Keep it in good shape, right? Wash it, right? Keep the body in good form, right? Keep the wheels, keep those tires new. Always be putting on new tires, right? Control the pressure. Control the pressure here, right? Control your tire pressure. Makes a difference as to how you ride, how you go through life. That's a great metaphor. I love that car metaphor. I'm going to expand on that. Maybe I'll do a podcast on that. Because you know what? That's something I've come up with, and I like it. All right, everybody. Thanks for checking in. Got my family, got friends. I don't care. I'm always auditing my inner circle. You should always audit your inner circle. Because if you don't pay attention, it really is true. We are a reflection of the 5 people that we most hang around. And so if you don't watch it, people slip into your DMs. They slip into your inner circle. And then without realizing it, you realize, at some point you become aware these are negative, toxic. This person is a taker. And you might not notice that right away. Maybe you're helping them out, giving them a hand, and then you realize, wow, they had some drama. But you know what? I see they were the creator. They were not a victim. They were the creator of their own drama, toxicity, and I see that they always have problems. This was not an episodic, and you know what? We're not going to cut them off at the knees, but we may have to limit our contact with them. You know what? They will affect you. Jim Rohn used to say 40 years ago when I first went to his seminar, I'm around those negative people all the time, but they don't affect me. And he said, no, they do affect you. That's how Jim talked. No, they do affect you. So audit your inner circle. Pay attention to who's in your inner circle. Hey, and you know what? Sometimes we may have to limit our contact with certain people. If they're a negative influence on us, maybe if they're a wet blanket on life, that's not the way we operate. Not you and I. We're on a different frequency. And you know, if you followed things like the law of attraction, right? The law of attraction, The Secret, which became viral, the law of attraction. But as Bob Proctor put it, there's something before the law of attraction. It's called the law of vibration. The vibration that causes magnetism, and you attract people and circumstances to how you are vibrating. Everything is vibrating. Even your chair you're sitting on, the wood of this table. If I took a very powerful microscope and I looked at the wood, I would see it moving. Everything is moving. There's a vibration to everything, including us. And we not only transmit our vibration, we receive it from other people. You're a good receiver of it. You are an excellent receiver. If you'll pay attention to it, you're an excellent receiver. And you know, just think of, you know, when somebody comes into the room and they're of an opposite vibration than you, right? It's like a magnet. There's a positive side and there's a negative side. We have a polarity to everything. If you're of a positive vibration, when a negative person comes into your sphere, you're automatically repelled to it. Just like the negative side of a magnet, metal is repelled. You can't push it on it. It will repel it. And then when you're in a positive vibration, you will repel negativity. Repel it. Now you don't want it there for a long time, because as human beings, we can change our polarity. We can switch from positive to negative if we let influences come into our subconscious mind, which we're not going to do, everybody, because we have that power to choose how we think. Cheers, everybody. Morning Coffee with Cliff. I'm glad you all joined in today. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'm building a community of progress, and I want you to be a part of it. Thanks for checking in, everybody. I purposely go live in the vertical mode of YouTube because I know it shows up in the shorts feed, and then I'm connecting with people who aren't already subscribed. And so it's a little different than the horizontal feed. So mostly people are jumping in and out of a shorts feed. They're looking at shorts over and over again. So they come in and out quick, but that's okay. While you're here, I grab you and say, hey, subscribe, join a community of progress. Check back later on the long form stuff. You won't be disappointed. All right, everybody. I'm so happy you're here. Glad to connect with people today. And every day in every way, we're getting better than we were yesterday. And it becomes a habit. Habitually thinking good thoughts becomes a habit. You're in the habit of looking things at a certain perspective. You get in the habit of looking things at a certain way. You get in the habit of being open-minded, open-hearted to people. Even though you might get burned, maybe you have a broken heart, you're not going to cause that to build a wall around your heart, because you know there's going to be no return on that investment to protect yourself to such an extent. Getting hurt is tough. It's sometimes gut-wrenching when our emotions and our heart is broken. That's okay. We can heal, and we can help that healing in certain ways. Not only by how we think, how we move, and what we focus on, almost the same as how we change our state of mind. We can change our state at the blink of an eye, and we know how to do that already, right? We talk about this all the time. We change our state whenever we want to. First, we can change our physiology, how we are moving our bodies, and then we can change our focus. What are we focused on? And then we can change our self-talk. What are we saying to ourselves? Because our mind hears every word that we spout out of our mouth. Never talk down about yourself. Never talk negatively about yourself. Bruce Lee, in a famous video that's been going around virally, Bruce Lee said, never talk about yourself in a negative fashion, even jokingly, with other people or yourself. Do not talk negatively about yourself, because your mind hears what you're saying. Very important. never, never, never put yourself down. No one else can put yourself down anyways. Only if you gave them to power. That person made me mad. No, you made yourself mad by the meaning you gave to whatever they said and did. So no one has that power over you. And once you get these concepts down and you start habituating, you're going to see a change in your life that's going to be a slap in your face in a positive way. And you're going to say, holy shit, I've had the power to change my circumstances all along. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You've always had the power. Now, I don't know if it's clicking your heels that's going to make the difference, but I know it is your thinking. And there's so many books that go back 2,000 years, including the Bible. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, by James Allen. How you think, what you think about all day long is what you become. Earl Nightingale said in his famous 1960s production of The Strangest Secret, you are what you think about all day long. Is it that simple? Yeah, it is. All we need to do is do it. You know what most messes with the mind, and that's been written? That exact quote. Jim Rohn said it, talked about it, he wrote it down, but then there was a philosopher before him that I also got that concept for, and I lost my train of thought. We are what, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it's not just our thoughts, it's the thought with strong feeling and emotion. That's why it's very important with all those words, as a man thinketh in his heart. So it's not just thoughts, it's the thoughts that we married with emotion that gets implanted in the subconscious mind, and that's what we become. And our outside circumstances are a direct reflection of our inside thoughts. Now, things happen, life happens, lightning strikes. That's not necessarily because of the way we're thinking, but in the overall picture, our thoughts are creating our outside circumstances. It's an inside job, everybody. If you will just latch on to that philosophy, not from me, I'm just passing it on, live and in person. I see we got a bunch of people from all over the world checking in. I'm Cliff Yates, everybody, retired LA County Sheriff Sergeant, retired comedian, actor, producer. I'm still podcasting, I'm still creating. So I'm glad you're here. Subscribe to the channel. You won't be disappointed. Always going to be great energy. Always going to be stuff that I'm studying about neuroplasticity, neuroscience, how our thinking affects our lives and how we can constantly be changing our thinking and habituating thoughts that serve us well. Be of service to people, starting with yourself. Yourself. First of all, you have to know that you're the most important person in the world. And after that, you can expand, you can express a positive impact on other people. Just like in the airplanes when they say put your mask on first before you help even your kids. Because if you're not fully capable and aware, you can't be of help to anybody. So, hey, be the best you can be, and then you can serve other people. And hey, that's the message this morning. I'm so glad you checked in here. Morning Coffee with Cliff. It's almost done, everybody. The morning coffee is almost consumed. That's good. All right, this has been a good morning session. I am happy with the way this morning Coffee with Cliff has gone. And hey, thanks for checking in, everybody. This is Morning Coffee with Cliff. I'm about ready to finish my cup of coffee, but since you're here, subscribe to the channel. That's always going to be good stuff. Positivity, not toxic. You know, some people will accuse me even of toxic positivity. And John Gordon, who's a famous coach, he made a video the other day that somebody accused him of a toxic positivity. You know what? You are too good. You are too positive. It's not good for the world. Listen, everybody, it's not about denying reality. I'm not going to be sitting in the rain saying it's sunny out. No, but I'm going to put up an umbrella and then move on with my day. That weather is not going to affect what I need to be doing, All right. I got a wonderful person just checking in. Nate Hovius. I'm going to put you right on the board. Wonder if Carmelo's mouth butthole are sore this morning after riding the Aryan Brotherhood prison train all night. I wonder. You make a good point. I haven't been talking about those things, but yeah. Did you really? I mean, that was a choice. Really? Did you have to bring a knife to a group and then fire people up, front them off, and then cause an altercation? And then you plunged a knife into somebody's chest. You caused their death. And really, it was a murder-suicide. You killed yourself. By killing the other person, you killed yourself. Now you're done. You're out of the game. You're gone. Your life's over. So, yeah. Just think. And listen, that person, Carmelo Anthony, just as much talent and opportunity as anybody. You, me, Elon Musk, same capacity, potential, unlimited. Look at the choices they made in their thinking, and that caused a vibration in their actions, and look what they did. Unbelievable. But we need to face facts. And we need to be self-aware. You know, when you're out there in the world, you got to be self-aware because you don't want a knife plunged into your chest. We do have to protect ourselves. We got to be aware of what's happening. Sometimes I see people confront people over bad behavior. And you have to be careful when you do that. Okay, someone's doing something that's not proper behavior, but you got to keep in mind that person could be psycho. They could have a weapon. You know, you think, hey, slow down, you're speeding. And you think people are going to react and say, oh, you're right, I'm sorry. Well, they just might you got their attention. And they just might plunge a knife into your heart. And so you have to be careful. You know, having worked around so many mentally ill people in the LA County Sheriff's Department, you become better at interacting or not interacting with people who are mentally ill. You avoid making eye contact with you. You don't want to be locking eyes with somebody who's mentally ill. You know, you just kind of don't be aware of what they're doing, saying in their proximity to you. At the same time, don't let them know that you're aware of them because all of a sudden they could lock on you and they're looking for something to lock on for an attack. You don't want to be that person. All right, everybody. Well, you know what? It's 10 a.m. here on the East Coast. And guess what? It's time to end this session. Thanks for checking in, everybody. Cliff Yates, live, coffee, and